don't have any fans when no
Why
one
is that?
ever watches it. Hey, we're live.
Hey,
We don't have any fans because we're missing what is it? What's it called? A countdown video. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
I didn't. I don't really either. But I saw a tutorial on how to make a countdown video for your stream, which sounds like we're we're not doing it. And it sounds like probably the main reason that we don't have 30,000 fans.
It's a countdown video. So there's one. I've watched a couple streams in my life, and and
Here's where we find out that we have no idea what people even do.
and what I saw when I never watched live because I'm
Yeah,
a
because
busy
you got better
person.
things to do.
But when I watched after the fact, it was like there was 2 hours of music and like a static slide, and then the
With
stream
like a
would go.
timer. With like a timer
Yeah,
going.
right.
Stream will start in 7 hours, 31 minutes, and 21 seconds.
And I
And
was
it
like,
counts down.
why would you have that in the recorded version? Maybe that's what they would see if they went to YouTube before.
Right.
But like, why would you include that in the recorded version? I don't get that.
Because I think that people put a lot of time and effort into their countdown timers, and it's important. No. Okay.
Stupid.
Anyways, I'm gonna make you one.
Okay.
I have ideas of or an idea, not multiple ideas, of how I'm going to make you one, and I think you're going to like it. But I just need to
Okay.
find the time to do it. John,
Yes.
you're the
It's
earliest
been
dad. What's up with that?
so long since I've seen you.
I know. I don't even remember what you look like.
Who are you? Hey, do you see that I have more helmets behind me?
I
My
do,
desk
but I have to make it
or
a little
my
bigger to see you. Your
yeah, my thing
helmets, I
behind
mean.
me. Let's just go ahead and
Yeah, what are those helmets? Tell me about
pop
those
like that.
helmets.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. Smart.
Yeah. So these are Lego Star Wars helmets, and I
Sure.
think I'm trying to think of what's the newest. It's probably this one. So this is Captain Rex. He's got a fun
Sure.
little
Totally.
deal. That's how he does sights. Anyway, I I have there
How
are
many pieces are in each one of those?
that's not interesting. I have 9 of 11. I have two more.
Oh, so this is like an entire collection that you're trying to acquire.
That's right. But
Do you have
the
to
two
fight children to acquire them? Like, is there a limited number?
well, this is what I'm getting to. These are all
Oh,
easy to find.
nine.
You can just go and get these.
Sure.
But there are two that are discontinued. Lego Company discontinued sets, and they're on the order of $300 and $200. The two that I need, and these are sets that retail for $60.
Yeah.
So that's like too much.
So there's like the Marvin Gardens of
Was that a Monopoly
McDonald's
reference?
Monopoly. Yes. No. Don't you remember McDonald's Monopoly game? Do you remember the McDonald's Monopoly game where like you get these little like
Yes, I'm
playing
with you now.
pieces on
Yep.
every item that you ordered,
Yep.
and like you would just like you collect whatever you'd have to collect an entire set, like the blue set or the green set or whatever. But they what I remember about it is that they said like each of the sets had one that was really, really, really rare and hard to acquire. Like everybody can get what's another yellow one? Ventnor Avenue, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds so
Doesn't
right.
matter. Everybody can get Ventnor Avenue, but it takes like it's like 1 in 3 million get a Marvin Gardens. So it sounds like you're chasing those two Marvin Gardens helmets.
It's not that well, you like can't go to the store and buy them. So you either go to eBay and pay
Yeah,
$300, or you just don't get it.
yeah. And so which are you gonna do?
I guess I'm just
Right.
not gonna get all well, or like
It's really sad.
maybe I'll come into some money. I don't know. It's
You,
like a little embarrassing, but like I still get money from my parents for my birthday, and so like I will probably
it's not
use
embarrassing.
that. It's a little embarrassing being 40
Why is
on
that
Sunday.
embarrassing? What should happen?
I think they should stop sending their 40-year-old son $200 for his birthday. It's kind of weird.
I mean, that's a lot of money that you get for your
Yeah.
birthday. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I will grant you that.
Thank you.
Your parents might love you more than my parents love me.
This
Just
is
saying.
awkward.
Ooh, I just made a lot of microphone noise. I'm sorry about that. I
That's
was
all
trying
right.
to pour my drink.
Yeah.
So John, you were in Scotland.
I was in Scotland. And
I hung out with Pavlos while you were... No, I hung out with Pavlos before you were doing that. But tell me about your trip.
it was phenomenal. I went with my mom and dad and my siblings, and my two siblings, my brother and sister. Their significant others came. Mine did not. Neither did Jack, because it was just too much money. Like,
Yeah. And you don't love
I'm
your
not.
child that much.
I'm not going to
Basically.
spend that kind of cash to bring Jack with, so that he can play the Switch and complain the whole time.
He can
And
do that
so
not in Scotland.
And so you might be wondering, well, why didn't you just like bring Jess? The thing is, it was his birthday during this trip, so it's true that we could have probably gotten a sitter, but then it's like, Jack, you can't go to Scotland, and your mom and dad are not going to be with you for your birthday. So that
Oh.
seemed like a little much. Jess wasn't, she wasn't super upset about not going, so she took one for the team, and she did not go either.
I did not realize that she wasn't going.
Highlight of the trip. Um, we flew from Glasgow to Islay, a
Okay.
famous island off the coast of Scotland where they make scotch. We arranged for like a tour guide to come pick us up and drive us around the island, and we did some parts like history stuff
Mm-hmm.
and more parts tasting whiskey and going to distilleries. We did one
Sure.
tour, which was awesome, and yeah, it
Did
was a
you
great
hear a
time.
big sigh?
I did.
Yeah,
They
that
came.
was somebody
Someone
looking for
came in.
laundry.
It's because the
Ah,
athletics are dirty.
The
yeah,
athletics are dirty. I'm in the laundry room.
it happens to the
Laundry
best
room
of
things
us.
happen here in the laundry room. So I kind of lost the end of that.
Lost the
You
thread.
did one part's history tour. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So, for example, he would take us to this church. I say church, but like this relic of a church or whatever, remnant of a church
Sure.
from 1,000 years ago, and talked about the cross that was there and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then we went to like Lagavulin and did a tour there. Went to a few more, and it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun. Did you
Do you
drink a lot of scotch?
Yes. So you like fly in. I think the flight left at like 6:45 a.m. and then the flight out back to Glasgow was maybe at again 6:30 ish or so. So it's
Sure.
like it's a long day of drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds rough.
Yeah.
You also had some issues with your clothing while you were
I
there.
did not get my bags for 2 days into the trip.
Importantly, you did have some compression socks, though.
I did. I took the advice of my friend Steve, and I
That's
bought
nice.
some fancy compression socks, and so I was rocking those for like a long time. Luckily, my brother was with
Still
me,
wearing them.
who's a very similar size, and so he was nice enough to lend me some
Oh, that's
clothing.
nice.
So it wasn't a
Nice.
total disaster, but it was not good.
Yeah. Well, welcome home.
Well, I'll also say one more thing is that we went to Edinburgh and I went to Edinburgh Castle, and that was phenomenal. What a cool tour. They have like iPods with headphones that you get as you walk through, and like I don't know about you, but like I did my fair share of like school trips to historic things where I couldn't care less and I hated every second of it. This was not that. This was very interesting,
Cool.
extremely well done, whatever. Okay,
I mean,
low
is it just
light,
interesting because you're older?
probably some of that
It's
too.
probably exactly the same tour.
Okay, low light of the trip. I had to drive.
Ooh. It was scary. Did they drive on the correct side of the road?
They drive on the wrong side of the road. Their streets are extremely narrow, and we didn't know where we were going any like especially when we
Sure.
were in Glasgow. Like trying to get to the highway to get to. So we did like Glasgow, Highlands, Edinburgh, and I was responsible for getting my mother and myself from Glasgow to the Highlands. And it was like I basically just hated every second of it for 2 hours. It was miserable,
Stressful.
so stressful,
Yeah.
because your spatial awareness of your car is just so tuned to the one side that
Yeah.
I never got used to in 2 hours the spatial awareness of the other side of the car. The other thing is that you don't think about is that you are very desensitized from traffic coming to you this way. But when it's this way, you're like, I am going to die every time a car is coming this way.
That's awesome.
I could not get used to it.
Yeah. And you only drove once for 2 hours.
I drove once for 2 hours, and then maybe I drove like another 30 minutes from the Highlands to Edinburgh.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, you need more practice.
Oh my God, it was miserable. I will say, though, oddly enough, all the speed limits and everything it's in miles per hour.
Oh, weird. I wouldn't have expected that at all.
You would think
I thought they were kilometers. Right? Yeah.
I mean, I think everything else is in, what would you call it, metric units?
I don't know. Imperial is the one that we use, right?
We should know this. I think so. But doesn't Imperial sound like what they would use in Scotland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we use Imperial and it's wrong.
Okay.
Maybe that's only weights.
We are 10 minutes in. We 100% need to transition to programming computers.
We haven't seen each other in so long that
I know.
Maybe we should have just titled this stream "Jon and Steve like fall in love all over again," or something.
Yeah, we should have done a pre-stream stream.
We tried to. We were. You were 10 minutes early. Something took a long time. I don't remember what. Microphone. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll be very brief. I am a dad in lycra shorts because I have a big race this weekend.
Oh.
A triathlon. It is the age group national championships for I'm doing the sprint distance triathlon, which means that I and everyone else who are in this race had to qualify for it by doing pretty well in a triathlon throughout the season. I'm not as good as anyone else in this race, so I'll be shooting for somewhere around the bottom 25%.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay. But it's in my hometown. It's here in Milwaukee.
That's so fun.
It's super cool. It's a really nice race venue, and it's all down by the lakefront, and you've been to Milwaukee. There's like the art museum down there and a bunch of parks. And
when it's not winter, it's a beautiful place to...
Yeah, exactly. 3 months of the year, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
9 months, it's awful. All right, that's my update. That's why I'm in lycra shorts. I'm not actually in lycra shorts.
Hopefully you're wearing any shorts.
Did you watch the... You're right. Did you watch the stream with me and Pavlos?
I did not.
Oh
I was
we can't,
otherwise
this is why we're not famous. We don't even watch our own stuff. I'm telling you. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna share my screen as I figure things out on computers. Share screen. Present. Boom. And I want to share an entire screen, and it's that one. You should see my screen. Do you?
I do.
Cool. It says you're doing a great job.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull up this is the doing a good job repository that we have.
Yep.
Make it one bigger. This is the project that we're working on that we haven't worked on in a long time. When I hung out with Pavlos, I just ruined it by leaving my dehumidifier running the whole time because I don't know anything about audio.
Pause. I do hear something in the background.
Do you?
Yeah, fan.
It's the fan of my computer. I can't make that one stop.
Awkward.
It's a Mac. What are you gonna do? Those things make noise.
Yeah. I'm more a Windows guy, I guess.
You are?
No.
The truth is out.
Yep.
All right, my whole purpose for being on this website is to go here to the agenda, how where everyone's travels. Oh, I went places too. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Follow up. Pavlos was a great guest. Steve totally tanked it with the audio last time. I did, and I'm sorry. And it's brutal, and it like stomped Pavlos's audio when he was trying to say things. So we'll have to have Pavlos on again, this time with a professional host.
As long as we learn things, we're in the right direction.
Perfect. All right, John, let me show you where we are at, where we got the last time that I hung out with Pavlos. So I am pulling up, I'm going to put this on the right side. Oh, big important update. I finally figured out how to install my window manager on this computer so
Nice.
that all of my shortcut keys, where I keep like accidentally saving bookmarks, now actually do the thing that I expect them to do,
This is wonderful news.
which is really fantastic. All right, right side is some code. I'll go about that big. That sounds right. Left side is a window. So this is our form, or this is our new tab page. And if we have this little icon here, which still isn't our icon, but if I click it, it pulls up this little form that is our praise editor.
That's right.
And it has this praise markdown field. And what Pavlos and I worked on the last time was actually making this thing save what is entered here, split it into individual praises. Like we're using this sequence of characters to separate each one of the records. And so this, when I save this, it is turned into a record for this one, and then a record for this one.
Okay.
It splits on that dash dash dash, and then puts them in local storage, each one of them individually, as an array. And then
is it local storage?
it is local storage.
Okay.
But remember, it's the Chrome local storage,
Okay, that's
which
what I
is
was
not the
thinking.
local storage that we can see.
Yeah. So that maybe one of our stumbling points the last time I remember hanging out was like kind of getting confused about where that was and how we could troubleshoot it.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to pull up an inspector of this little dude so we can see any console logging that we're doing.
Right.
And I'll bump that up also. And the reason I'm going to do this is just so you can see, like, when I'm here, this is the array that we're parsing it into. So it's got 2 records, 1, 2, and so then when the page loads, like if I go ahead and I edit this, like let's change this one to something more real, like Loch Ness Monster was a hoax. He was actually a total jerk. If I update this, let's get rid of this garbage, obviously fake data there. Update this. Now when I open a new tab and click on this thing, it's updated. And so we can see it's actually putting it in local storage right here. So here's our submit button code.
Yep.
Takes the data, splits it. This comment is no longer valid. Splits the data on those special characters and then sets that array in local storage. And because I opened a new tab and pulled it up and we can see it in here, that is proving that the read value function, which looks like it's formatted funny, wrap, basically is getting that same value that we stored. Then it is finding that form element and then basically smashing it or joining everything back together with that same separator. So just kind of proving that it's actually storing it in local storage and pulling it out. Make sense?
Yeah, great.
Questions or comments?
No, I think this is wonderful.
So here's what we have left to do. There is this reset button. It doesn't work. Well, it does this, but it doesn't actually update the markdown. I don't care. That's not important.
Okay.
That's not important or interesting to me. We
Well, I'm not going to do a lot of resetting, right?
Yeah, exactly. They'll probably delete things. there's two approaches we can take. I think one is more interesting. One of them is this data needs to end up here. Like this is
Right.
clearly hard coded from somewhere else. But two is it's still markdown instead of HTML. And if you remember from way earlier, we need it to be in HTML format because we're literally just dumping it into the DOM here.
And that happens in the new tab.js file?
What happens in the new tab?
The,
This getting set here?
yes.
Yes. If we look at new tab, what we see is, remember we were originally pulling it from a specific file.
Right.
And then when we get it back, we were just randomly choosing one of the things in the array and jamming it into some inner HTML. Now, so at some point what we're going to have to do is get the, what did that say? What was fetch the praise from the JSON file? No. Get the praise from local storage instead of a JSON file is what we're going to do eventually.
I've got my first divergence from what I'm hearing you say.
Are you going to tell me a story about the Loch Ness Monster?
No.
Damn.
We could. I'm concerned about how we're going to change Markdown into HTML.
That's the fun part.
And so what I'm wondering is if the entry into local storage
should already be HTML.
No, but like what if it writes it to the file? What if it writes it to a markdown file and then you run something locally to produce the praise JSON file so that we don't have to import any packages?
It's the importing packages that you're scared of.
Right.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. What I don't like about that is that this is a Chrome extension and it can be installed it's going to be installed on somebody's computer.
Name Steve Hicks.
Name Steve Hicks. Now they need to be a developer so that they can run their terminal to say, oh, cool, I stuck all this markdown in, but I need to go actually hack on it.
Then let's swallow the frog. Is that the thing?
Eat the frog?
Eat the frog?
Swallow the pill?
How do we use packages in a Chrome extension?
I think that sounds like a fun thing for us to research right now.
Okay. Let's do it.
So there's a couple of things that I have. So this is something that I think we should do later. This is not interesting. This is boring, easy. And I like to eat the frog. So hear me out. What I think we should do is in this submit, I think we should do it right here. I think it should be like convert markdown to HTML. And then we can store it that way. I don't think that we should be like converting it every time one is viewed. I think that when you submit the form, we can just convert it right there. It truthfully doesn't matter because it's both going to happen within this project, but that's my vision.
Okay.
You don't care. Okay.
I don't think I care.
I don't think
I guess the thing is, well, whatever. Let's eat the frog and find out how you use a goddamn package in a Chrome extension.
Okay, so is it possible to require NPM modules in a Chrome extension? In 2017.
Yeah.
2017. Could someone enlighten the noob in me, please? I don't think you're a noob, man. It's possible, but you have to be careful. Node will try to locate its files in your file system. To get around this, use a module bundle like Webpack, which is everyone's favorite. A boilerplate project. That is pulling things from Yeoman. Wow, Yeoman, I haven't used that in a long time. You can check out my extension to see how I do it. Okay, so that's one option. Webpack. And then there are now build tools you can use to create the boilerplate scaffolding for a Chrome extension. So this is not a Chrome thing. This is not like an officially supported thing. This looks like it's a somebody built tools, and I'm just assuming based on the URL. Like the URL is oss.mobileFirst.me/extension CLI, and this one is somebody's GitHub project. So again, we can start with one of those and just kind of try to pull stuff over. Do you know anything about it is possible with ESM npm packages? The browser doesn't support CommonJS, so that this error showed. This is interesting to me. Add type module to your package JSON. Await import meta resolve. Okay, this looks. What is this? When is this from? 2022. Method to install other npm package to find and replace. That sounds weird to do path fixing. This one is interesting to me. I don't know what this experimental import meta resolve is. I just want to do a quick search on that.
Okay.
To see if that's like where that comes from. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I want to know, is it built-in function of a JavaScript module that resolves the module specifier to a URL using the current module's URL as base. Description. Interesting. I think that this sounds like it's a possible thing that we could try out. The only other thing that I was thinking about that I don't see listed here is, are you familiar with like esm.sh?
No.
Which it's like a npm packages on a CDN, so you can load these packages through a URL.
Oh, interesting.
So
yeah, so back in the day,
from,
I would load jQuery from like some
yeah,
URL.
totally.
Yeah. Is that kind of similar?
Yeah, and I guess I was wondering if this might be something. So maybe, is there like a really simple package? So so what I'm wondering is, can we just do this? Like do this at the top of our file and have it, I mean like this, I'm sure that this will fail because I don't think we're using, I don't think, do we even have a package JSON in here?
No.
We don't have a package JSON. And I don't know if it was interpreted as, if it's interpreted with using ES modules or CommonJS. But let's just see. If I just did what I did and I go here, let's refresh the page. The markdown is empty. That suggests to me that there is a console error. Cannot use import statement outside of a module. So that makes sense. I think that I saw something in, this is like totally going to be like pulling on a bunch of threads.
Do you know UNDKG? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, unpackaged. Yep, that's exactly the same thing. But what are you thinking about that?
I just was Googling around while you're Googling around trying to...
Sure.
You know.
What were you looking for? What did you come up with?
Like literally the .com.
.com.
Probably not even...
Nothing beyond that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not any further than you are.
Okay. This is interesting. So this is this question that we were looking at that was originally about requiring npm modules in the Chrome extension, and this is exactly what I was looking for. Is this, by running npm init y and adding type module, we should be able to use import after that, or theoretically, like if this was just a JavaScript project, not a Chrome extension, if you added a package JSON and said type module, you should be able to use like ES module import export syntax. So I want to just try really quick doing this, and then seeing if that import statement at the top resolves. So
got it.
I don't know what -y is, whatever. And then go to my package JSON, and oops, can I just like view it? Oh no, because that's the Git window. So I just want to add somewhere near the top here. Let's add type module, and you'll see like when I typed that, the alternative was CommonJS.
Okay.
That being the default. But now we switch to module, and it should use that updated like ES module syntax. That's not the right word, but so if I've done that, I can't imagine this is just gonna work like that. Like it's got a, I don't even know if it knows about the package JSON.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking something more like a URL in the head of the document, and then it's got to like expose itself on window.
Like classic jQuery style of, yeah. The other thing that it is, the other thing I can try is, or the thing I want to try here is like require. So using CommonJS syntax instead of instead of trying to use the ESM syntax.
Mm-hmm.
So now do I have access to this confetti thing? Let's find out. Oops, I don't really know. Still got a console error. Require is not defined. That's wild. That looks right? This is like how you do a requirement statement, isn't it?
This is at the edge of my understanding for sure.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be a whole lot of not fun, is what I'm getting. CommonJS require. I just want to make sure I'm not doing something stupid. Yeah, just require. Const confetti equals require. Okay. And then there's some of these other options that we have, like I did this, but I didn't do these other things. So what types replay packaging browser doesn't support CommonJS module system. Okay, so that's why it doesn't know what require is. Yeah, this feels not fun. Super not fun.
Can I share a link with you?
Please do.
Maybe I can. How should I do that? In the StreamYard interface?
Sure.
All right.
There's the comments thing.
I think I did it. So it's github.com/marked.js/marked. Do you see that?
I do. I just made it appear, but what I really want to do is click on the link. Ban user and delete their comments. Perfect. github.com/marked.js. So is this going to be an example of something that we can just pull into the
yeah, so check it out.
The HTML, the markup.
Look where it says browser. It's just like script src and then cdn.js deliver. And then check it out. You just like have marked on window. This seems like wonderful.
This seems like it's a lot better. All right, so this is going to go, instead of going in the praise form.js, it's going to go in the praise form. What's the pop-up called?
Oh, good question.
It's probably index.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, default. Okay, so it's in here. So let's stick this thing in here.
Right.
God, where are you supposed to put script files?
Head.
What's the best practice? In the head?
I think this one should go in the head.
I don't know. So it's like blocking. if it's
But,
there,
like,
right? Is that what that means?
I mean, what are we talking about here?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Somebody who cares about performance just puked.
So
Okay,
now,
so
all the way
so
on
now
down
in here,
on line 19, and in this script, I would expect to be able to have this window dot marked.
so let's just console log here. Let's say
Yeah.
console.log. Hello, and marked.
Yes. And if this didn't work, then we should get some error about marked not being in scope or not being a thing or whatever else.
What do we get? Marked is not defined. Refuse to load the script because it violates. Not that
Okay.
script source. Fallback. I don't know what that means. This seems like it's probably trying to protect us from ourselves.
So this could be. Remember how we have like our privileges or whatever in that manifest file?
In the manifest.
It's possible it's there.
Yep. So maybe we can grab that error message. And violates the policy directive script source equals self. Chrome extension and that. I'm trying to create, but none of my JavaScript works. Yeah, look at this jQuery.
Boom.
There's a content security policy. So in your case, it should contain content security policy. Script source self, which allows to be loaded from example.com over HTTPS might look like.
So we have manifest version 3, I think, came out, and this is a little old. This is 2018. So what if we look for content security policy, like Google content security policy manifest v? You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Yes.
Because this bit us before, whereas like the answer we found was an old manifest version.
So this is a migration guide that came up, and I don't see anything about content security policy there. And I just want to make sure it was snake case. So I would have found it that way. Chrome extension manifest v3 content security policy.
Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's a little different, looks like.
Yeah.
I want to see like a doc page for it. Update. Example extension with manifest v3 that injects a script that operates the page context. Whoa, interesting.
Content scripts. Resources? No. Is that I don't know what this is, how this is like. This feels like a different thing to me.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I don't know that this is having problems with pulling in from a CDN. I mean, it might be, but it's not clear to me how that's resolved here.
Okay, I just searched for content security policy Chrome extension, no snake case, and the first result was a doc page.
Content security policy what?
I think it's that first one right there. Manifest.
No.
This is what we want to read.
Okay, in this case, the extension will only load local scripts from its own package resources. That's not what we want. Minimum and customized extension pages. Enforces a minimum content security policy for extension pages. It's equivalent to specifying the following. This cannot be relaxed.
Oh.
I don't care, but I think that's fine. I think maybe that's not fine. I don't think I understand what's the sandbox thing all about.
I have another
specified as a sandbox page.
I have another idea.
It's a sandbox page. Yes.
Which is to curl that file down and just
Totally. Just put it in our source.
stick it
I was
in
thinking the same
source.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we already let's do it. What was the URL that you gave me? It's in the new tab HTML.
It'll be default.html.
Thank you. It's in here. I'm gonna go grab this sucker.
Right.
And then, so I'm in my terminal. Sorry, I have the laptop that's just barely in my way. Knocking my light over. So curl. Do I just give it the URL?
Curl URL dash O.
URL dash.
Maybe big O. You can do it other place.
Curl.
Big little O.
Little o for the output.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's no flag for the URL. Whoops.
No.
Curl dash o. Let's do. I'm just gonna put it in. What is this thing called?
Marks.js.
It's probably gonna go in the wrong place, but I don't care. Downloaded it and it is here. I'm gonna.
That's not a bad spot for it. It's now
fun,
a sibling of new tab JS. We
Sounds
might want to.
great.
We could throw it in that pop-up folder because you think that this will
we're not gonna
all
use it
occur
anywhere else?
inside the pop-up, right?
That sounds right. We'll move it over to pop up. It looks like it's taken a while to move, so it's not small. Okay, so we've got that thing in there. So now what I should be able to do is instead of saying this, I should just be able to say source.
And you can even move that on lower. I think 19 was where you had praise form JS. You could.
Oh, sure.
Look,
Yeah, you told me to put it in the head though.
Well,
that's why I had it there.
Come on.
I don't care.
Reverse. So I think it should be 18. Yeah.
Do the dependency before you do the actual thing that depends on it. Otherwise, we're gonna get a error that doesn't exist. So now, if we go back here, we still have this console log that says marked. Man, we are hacking stuff right now.
This reminds me of like 2009, maybe, when I was doing this kind of shit.
Oh, this is good news. We do not have any console, or I don't know that we don't have any console errors, but we have stuff showing up. And hello, there is an object. Look at that. So now we have this thing. I'm gonna make a commit. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that sound good? Do you sound good?
That sounds wonderful. I think I do sound good.
You sound great.
If I say so myself.
Let's do
GKM.
Yeah. So you don't have this?
Keep going. Don't let me distract you.
No, it's because it's not GCM, because GCM stands for something else. I don't remember what GCM stands for. I should be able to do this, right?
Yes, you should.
Oh, maybe it used to.
It's
This is all GCM is git commit -m.
Dude, what are you even doing with your life?
Jon's super hacky way of pulling in a dependency for marked. I'm giving you full-on credit for this. So let's see, pair current is... Oh, it's not even you! That has to burn.
No, it's fine. I'm not mad. I could never even mad at Pavlos.
I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to add you back. I obviously haven't updated this because it should be telling me afterwards. I PR'd this. It should list who is current. Because I always end up doing this just to confirm. Not that I don't trust your tools.
No,
just like to see it.
Hey, I published a new version. Did you see that?
I probably did. And yeah, I can't remember why. Why?
Yeah, why did I?
Is there a dependency or something?
Oh,
like
you know what? Pavlos opened an issue where you could add the same person over and over, and instead of being idempotent, it would just keep repeating their name.
I mean,
Like, don't do that.
yeah.
But while
Like,
I
what's
was in
pointless
there,
doing?
I was doing dependency updates because
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oak Cliff had like two major versions. I was like way behind on Oak Cliff,
Sure.
and so while I was in there, I fixed that bug for Pebbles.
Were there significant like breaking changes that you had to
Yes,
deal
it's
with?
a total pain in the
Ugh.
ass.
Ugh. That's why you just leave everything on the oldest version.
Well, that's why I upgraded Pear right after upgrading my own J. Like I did
How
all
do
my
I?
Oak Cliff projects at once because yeah.
Yep.
Right.
How do I update pair? Would it be just npm install global
At Johnny
John
Red / Pear.
/pair at latest? Like, would that do it?
I don't think you need to do it latest. I think you can just say yeah.
But isn't it already installed globally? And won't it tell me already installed?
No, it'll install the newest.
I didn't know that. I thought you had to be specific about. How can I tell the version? Is there a pair-v? No.
Pear dash food.
There it is.
That's old. Huh. Weird. Okay, doesn't matter. Oh boy, if this is right.
Soup's important.
If this is right and I was wrong, I'm gonna be super embarrassed. Okay,
didn't
phew.
change.
So I don't know what the npm command is because I always use yarn.
Cool. Look at me and my cool modern tools that aren't really even modern anymore. Okay, so John, I just made a commit. What I want to do right now, we're like, we got 15 minutes to go. Is it worth switching drivers?
No, keep going. We
Okay.
should try to do what you said and in and out this markdown.
Yeah, I even just want to do I just want to do a like super dumb proof of like, what does it even work? How do I use it? Usage does not sanitize. I know. I don't care. Please use a sanitized library. I'm not gonna do this. I trust myself.
But keep
This
going,
library needs
'cause
to change its name.
The browser heading is okay. Here we go. Marked.parse.
Oh, there it is.
And then the marked.
March.parse. Okay. So let's just do console hello march.parse, and we'll say, hi John. You are awesome. I'm gonna put an emphasis on that. Okay.
Okay. So what we
let's
think
just
we'll
see
get
this
is a
thing.
string of HTML out of that.
We think so. And again, I need to like pull that thing up and go here and click on the console. And what I see is hello. Look at that. This
EMs
looks
and
good.
everything.
This looks good and promising. So let's.
Who's got a hacky solution now?
Okay, the quickest way to do this, maybe not the final way, is going to be like taking the TDD approach. Not writing tests, but like get to green first. Is going to be let's not worry about what goes into the database, what comes out of the database. Let's go to, oh shit, it's not, yeah, it is going to be in a pop-up. No. Yeah, okay. What I was thinking is let's just do it upon display, but that doesn't make sense.
I mean, I think it makes sense, but okay.
It doesn't make sense given the premise that we should be doing this once instead of every time you view it. Like the conversion can happen once instead of every single time the page loads. And assuming that we go that route, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't care. Let's jump back over here. And the thing where we are setting the praise.
Can I just real quick, Steve?
Yeah.
If we store in local storage markdown, then we can read and write in the editor without having to think about this library at all. And the only entity in our system that needs to know about this marked is
the displayer.
Is the displayer. And we only ever have to parse. We never have to invert, like spit it back out.
Sure. I think that's fine. I don't care that much. So we're going to be here, and instead of getting from the
Right.
I'm just keeping this right here because we need it. Instead of getting this thing, what we're going to do is we're going to look back at our praise form. I'll pull this up next to it, below it, I should say. And what I want to look for is the read value. So we have this function, right? Which is still like formatted like crap. No, it's not. So what we really want to do is we want to say chrome.storage.local get praise markdown. Then with the result, I don't care about that. I'm going to wrap here so I can see the rest of the lines. This is not what I'm looking for.
Right.
This is not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is I want to get like praise is going to be like a
if you scroll a bit down, you'll see where we like make a
the random number.
Yeah.
That get random int is marked down is the array.
So 15 is const praises, right?
Yes, sure. So praises, that's fine. And then const praise is going to be praises sub random index. So that should give us one random one. And then once we have that, we can call our marked.parse praise, and we'll say const HTML is equal to that. And then we're going to stick this thing in the inner HTML, which is down here. I'm grabbing it right here. So I do want these, I want these outer two lines. So I'm just, here, let's just do it this way. Grab these two.
Oh, because, yeah.
And then, so praise para is going to be grab that thing, and then the inner HTML is going to be set to the HTML that I grabbed right
How about like
19.
praise HTML or something?
Okay. Are you gonna jam me up on? Should this be HTML all caps?
I don't know why, but I think jam me up was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, I only recognize it from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay. So.
Okay, but did you comment out the stuff that's like now legacy? Oh, you already got rid of it.
I think so.
Nice.
I'll back it out and we'll see. Yep, I got rid of all this stuff, all the URL fetching stuff.
You can kill 13 too.
Thank you. I
think this might work. Right? Oh no, it's not going to work because we didn't do our script tag.
It's in the wrong place.
Yes, you know what I'm saying.
Which means I'm going to drag this stupid thing back down here.
Yeah, I think so.
To the root.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go into my default.html. I'm going to grab this, pull it out of here. We don't need it here anymore. And then I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to put it right there. And we said that the praise... No, why did I grab the wrong one? I'm a dummy. This is the one that I meant to grab.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That goes before my new tab.js, because it is a
done.
dependency, and it's the year 2007. This is how we make web pages, web apps.
I don't know. I mean, I can understand how this works. Do I fully understand how web pages today work with JavaScript bundlers and import statements?
Right.
I'm not sure I do.
With a Webpack configuration.
I certainly couldn't explain it to somebody.
I can't even set it up. Like, we looked at it for like 10 minutes and it was like, neither one of us wanted to go there. Because it's just the fiery depths of hell. Yeah. Okay.
I think if you open a new tab, this could work.
Let's do it. ASDF, ESDF. That sounds good. If I refresh it, what do I get? Loch Ness Monster was a hoax. He was actually a total jerk. But look, something didn't emphasize.
Do we have EMs?
Didn't I add an EM? Am I making stuff up? Am I remembering something different?
Well, just open up your editor.
Look at that. It's like end-to-end complete. No, that was something else. That was our test. That was my test to see if marked was actually there. Total jerk. Update that. Boom. Total jerk. Look at that.
Boom. Steve, that feels like
Whew.
that's a milestone.
That's huge. We're gonna make a commit after I bump my microphone.
Do you have to bump your microphone to take a drink, or is it just what you like to do?
It's actually my microphone is hanging onto my drink. It's like
Okay.
it's
Typical microphone.
it's fighting me. Yeah, it's being really selfish. Okay. So let's see. We've got a bunch of changes here, and I'm gonna add Gert. Gert. I'm gonna add them all. You know what? We'll use my other, which gcam. My other alias, which is
hold on.
the one that you love.
So new tab
Ooh.
HTML I expect to change. New tab JS I expect to change. Pop up default? What's the diff on that?
It removed the script.
Oh right, because we did
kind of an incremental commit.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we're trying to tell stories with our commits, not be monsters like Pavlos.
Batman.
Oh, there goes our one viewer.
Do not alienate Pavlos, or Squarespace is not going to keep sending that check.
All right, what should we call this? Convert displayed praise from markdown to HTML like a boss. I'm pushing this up. Boom. And I think we're done for today.
I think we did it.
What did we do? Let's see, John.
I mean, couldn't you now use your editor and actually add some praise and I think
and I'm going to do that. I'm for sure going to do that before we hang out next time.
Nice.
There's still one detail here that needs to change.
There's a few improvements to make.
This image every single time. It's killing me. Okay. Aside from that, it's minor details. Like maybe.
How about the icon of the yes.
Yeah. The green check mark X, red X doesn't really mean anything to me.
Which is also the favicon somehow?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that is the favicon. Yeah.
We should not.
I don't know.
We should probably.
I appreciate that we pronounce favicon the same.
Yeah, me too.
Not favicon.
Come on.
Okay, what did we do, John? We got super old school, and we actually just downloaded a compressed or minimized JavaScript dependency that we found on a CDN, JavaScript CDN, and then we just used it in our code. Like we didn't have to do anything to get
Steve, can you go back to Chrome and open a new tab a couple times and just give me a sense of the performance? Is it slow?
I think we have a. Is it delayed? I mean, there is a delay.
And you probably didn't have that delay before.
I feel like it was there.
Oh, okay. Something to ponder is why that delay exists and whether we can
do some profiling and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also, to be honest, one of the things that I wouldn't mind doing is not having it show up right away. Because if I'm I don't know, broadcasting something, maybe I don't want it to show up until I hover over it. Although then I'm kind of getting away from the idea, which is I need you to feed me this praise or I'm gonna hate myself.
Right.
So I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe we can. Let me make a note. Nope. Next time, let's look at performance just to see.
I bet it's the image.
What's going on. May not matter. It might matter. We have a favicon to change. We also have a background image that I think that's a whole new stream of work, which is how do we get something new from the Unsplash source, something different every day,
right?
Or different every time. I don't know.
Whatever the tick is.
Yeah. Anything else?
There's cleanup to do maybe in the manifest. I think when
lines to delete.
Well, I mean, maybe not. I guess I was thinking that it would still say it would still have some of that boilerplate for when we grabbed this manifest file from the example. But now that
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, it actually looks like you did change most of it. Maybe it's just the icon that needs to change.
Yeah, I remember Pavlos cleaned up the permissions at some point.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, this is definitely the biggest. The background image is the biggest, and probably the most interesting. But actually, this could be really interesting too. Like, performance is a fun place to start next time too. Anyways, I'm gonna stop my share. If I can figure out how to do it. We did a thing.
Hey,
It was
hey.
fun. It took us 7 iterations to get to like what's a quick, easy way to do this instead of what are we gonna kill ourselves over.
Yep.
I'm happy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching.
Click the button.
2 Rad Dads.
We're super rad.